Hello, everyone. I exist. How's everybody doing? Hope you're having a great week already. You know, being Monday. If you're not having a week already, well, it it might get better. So don't give up on it. There's still a lot of week to go. I am now in a black void. I did not notice. I don't know if this is better or not. Some people don't like Windows. Don't worry. This is not where I work. This is just where I stream and play. In fact, let me just go and check my working environment, make sure there is nothing inappropriate before we begin. You're not gonna wake up? Yeah, I don't want you to look at that or this or this. Yeah, you're definitely not gonna see this. This is fine. Closing a bunch of work stuff. Cha, 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 cha. This, what else is there? Okay. I think we're good. I think we're good. Let me take you over here. Boop. And let's open inventory tracker.test. And of course, try that again. Of course, we are working on the admin panel. I'm still logged in. Good, good. So, what are we doing today? We got the database schema or the database layer all laid out. Nothing too complicated. It's just two models for now, which are products and oh, this is not the project. Neither is this or this. Suppliers and suppliers. My memory is shit. So we have products and suppliers, we have the models, we have the relationships between one another. And today we're going to work on, this is way too small, isn't it? Can you see it? Here, let me help. That did not work. What's the command? No, no. Oh, that's not it. Is it shift? That's not it either. Is it command? There it is. I have to write those down. We're going to work on the first resource so that we can manage suppliers. Here, let me pull up the documentation. It's always handy. switch to 4. And how? It's this, yeah, 125 is fine, right? You can see that. Look into resources, and why don't we take a look at the overview? I'm sure nothing has changed dramatically since version 3, but it's always a good idea just to skim the documentation a little bit so that you can spot, or we can spot, any differences. So creating resources, that's pretty much the same. PHP artisan command make filament resource customer. In this case, it's going to be supplier. And this will create a customer folder, customer resource class, and pages, create customer, edit customer, list customer. This song is tripping me off. Let me just, can I turn it down a little bit? No, that's just there. All right. Turn it off for you because that's way too low. I think that's better. All right. So yeah, create customer, edit customer, list customer. We have a that I don't remember, schemas. We have a customer form schema. I don't remember this class being here in version 3. Let's compare. Two panels. Where's the resources? Here. Oh, it's very different actually. A lot more files. See? Before we only had customer resource class, and then customer resource folder, and then pages and 3 pages. Now we have an extra class for a customer resource schema. In my opinion, the new organization is better. Let's go back. Yeah, I like this schema a lot better. This folder structure. Everything is within the customer's folder, where we have a class, the pages, a schema. I'm curious about how this looks like. And a table. I'm pretty sure I know what this is. It's just for listing records. This one though. Your new resource class live here. You have a pages directory. These are all full page library components. And we may customize in any way that we see fit. The classes in the schema directory are used to define the content of the forms and info list. Oh, interesting. So this schemas folder defines the forms and info list content. The class in the tables directory are used to build the tables of your resource. That one I figured out. Simple model resources. Hello, Web Plus Multimedia. Hi, people. How you doing? Hope you're having a great Monday, man. Thank you for joining the stream. You're joining on YouTube, so just a PSA. On YouTube, it's kind of a different vibe. It's more silent. So if you enjoy not being distracted by music or anything else, By any means, just stay on YouTube. If you want to listen to some music while we do some work, you can switch over to Twitch, where I'm having a bit of a different vibe there, listening to music while we work. The link for my Twitch profile is in the description. Also, for anyone listening, you can use the !say command on YouTube and Twitch if you want to highlight something or call for my attention. And it looks like we are 8 away from our follower goal on Twitch. What stack am I using for this? Laravel, Filament. Filament, obviously, built on top of Livewire. So technically, it's Laravel, Filament, Laravel, Tailwind CSS, of course, version 4, Livewire, and Filament for the toolkit. Database, I'm using SQLite just for ease of use. $15 more seconds on the ads. Web Dev Freak, how you doing, man? All right, ads are over. Here we go. We were reading about simple models. This hasn't changed much. If you want a resource that you can manage in one page instead of having an edit and a create page, this will give you a model for editing resources, for editing records in the resource. Your resource will have a manage page, which is a list page with models added. Additionally, your simple resource will have no get relations method, as relation managers are only displayed in the edit and view pages. If you want to automatically generate forms and tables, you just pass the generate tag to the make resource command. We do want soft deletes. We actually created soft deletes for our tables, if I'm not mistaken. I remember setting that option in the create model. Let me go and check just to make sure. Yeah, soft deletes right there. Oh, by the way, someone in the comments section mentioned something that I didn't know about, and you're doing good. Awesome. Last week we were doing where was it? The create products table. We were working on this restrict on delete. So someone mentioned that you need to do constrained first, and that gives you access to restrict on delete. That's why the wiggly line was there. So if you want to have these restrictions on your foreign keys, you need to do constrained first, and then you can do restrict on delete, cascade on delete, etc., etc. So thank you. I don't remember the name of who left that comment, but thank you very much. That was a lot of help. That was you? Okay, thank you so much. You see, I read comments. Not always respond, but I read comments. By the way, I should work on a different branch so that we can do the resource there. Hold on, let me just open Github, which I'm sure is not on the right project. Of course it isn't. So this, what did we do here? Oh, data layer. So maybe we can, this is on the main branch. Let's create a new one. Data layer. Create branch out of main, bring in our changes, and let's say database tables and models. On Really Hot Fixer, hey man, how you doing? Nice to see you again. Hey, have you tried the Git client on PHP Storm yet? I did, and I did not like it, unless I was in the wrong place. But it seemed a little convoluted to me. Is it a plugin or is it built in? Because I tried, this is what I tried, by the way. I think it's, I set a keyboard shortcut for that. Is it this? Yeah, but I went away from the defaults. I don't know. Okay, so these are the defaults. You see, you know what I had problems with is that I'm so used to have this view where you have the changes on one side and the diff on the other. I don't know if that's even available in PHP Storm. The built-in Git plugin is awesome on PHP Storm. Yeah, but is there a way to make it look like this, where you have the file changed on one side, and if you click on one file, you can see the diff in the other? Because for the life of me, I couldn't find that. I can switch branches here. That's fine. Um, in PHP Storm by default, the commit is somewhere in the left bar, which you have hidden. Yeah, because I don't want to have that. Hold on, let me see. View, appearance. It's not a toolbar. Two window bars. Git menu. Where's the show diff? Branches, new branches stack, show git log, patch on commit, current run git. View pull requests. I don't know. Also, I remember the VS. Also, do the commit and you can diff from there. Okay. I'm gonna finish the pull request from here and then do a simple change. See if we can figure this out. Because yeah, that was a bummer for me. If ideally I would like to have everything in one place. Right now, it is easier for me to do it from this GitHub desktop app because I like this view right here. You see? Create pull request. Did I push this button already? No, I didn't. Maybe I did. Yeah, I had that. Create pull request. And let's merge that real quick. Good. Okay, so I'm gonna close this. Go back to PHP Storm. I'm gonna hide this. Let's say, for example, I do the pop-out model approach because everything is in one Git window and I can use keyboard shortcuts for everything. Pop-out model. Okay, let's do one change. Let's say, for example, oh, there is one change that I actually want to do. I discovered that SKUs and barcodes are not the same thing. So let's say I want to have a new column on the products table. Let's call it barcode. All right, there is one change. I can see the little green there. That's fine. Now what do I do? What is the pop-up model approach that you are mentioning? Is it commit? No, I don't think it's commit. I have to remember how to turn it on. Okay, cool. What if I do GitHub actions? That's not it. GitHub toggle git branch widget. What is that? Nope, that's not it. Haven't touched the settings in my year in many branch and JetBrains syncs the settings. Oh, I see. How about GitHub? Oh, is this the pop out? So if I wanted to create a pull request from here, if I do this, what do I get? Create pull request. Oh. Oh, okay. I didn't know about this one. So I at least, okay, I have, okay. Alt 0. That's an awful, awful keyboard shortcut. But let's try it. Okay. Okay, that's the commit. Uh-huh. Okay. So I click on this. I have to double click it. Okay. I can, yes, I create PRs from JetBrains and I review and resolve PRs from JetBrains. I see. Let's say I want to commit that change. So I'm not, if I commit that, that is all going to be, okay. So let's say new column for the products table. So that'll be a products. Oh, it should be singular. Okay, product table. Okay, all right. So let's say I commit that. Select a file to commit. Okay, so I just do that. And then, what is this? Generate commit messages with AI assistant. That'll be quite interesting because I am terrible at explaining what I'm doing. In my head, I know everything, but it's never. Let's see how it. Let's see. Let's see what comes out. Oh, and this has, that is a plus. I love it. This has also Vim integration. See how it's the caret is blocked. If I do I, which is insert, this is all in Vim. I can do Vim motions here. Love it. You can enable bind on commit too. Pint. I think I already have that, but on save. So I'm formatting my files on save instead of on commit, I believe. That was part of my initial setup. So every time I save or edit a file, it automatically formats it with Pint. Yeah, I think I already have Prettier too. I have Prettier. I'm 99% sure I have Prettier and Pint. Prettier is for mainly CSS and JavaScript stuff, and if I'm not mistaken, Pint is for everything else. So I do have that set up, and it's automatic. Latastan on save. Oh yeah, I don't think I have that one. I have to set it up. Yeah, that'll be a nice to have too. All right, let me delete that commit message. Let's try an AI generated one. See, I was right. Products. Why do you want me to be in singular? Make up your mind. That's fine. Got it. Price as decimal. Are you thinking price should be in cents, maybe? I've tried that approach. Not sure I like it. Hi, Willie. How you doing? If I recall correctly, Jeffrey Way shows how to set that up with Latastan in the tutorial series you were watching. Yeah, I think I didn't get to that part. Or I skipped it. Either or. I'll go back and watch it again. I think I was so eager to start using it that I kind of skimmed some parts and I went straight. I think I at some point I skipped straight into the X debug, but because I really wanted that. Took me a while, but yeah, I go back and watch it. I'm always priced as int. I don't know if I want that. That's gonna bring in so many things, so many conversions. Divide by 100 and multiply by 100. I don't know if I want to do that. Like, what is the benefit? Like the real benefit? Yeah, that's another thing. That's an extra thing that you have to have, like a cast for a column, so that it is decimal. Accurate money? Yeah, decimal is accurate too. You can have more. You can have accurate money. Well, unless you want to go like sub decimal, but I don't know if that's if we were talking about physics or something like that. I don't know, but I think a decimal with two decimal points should be more than enough, in my opinion. I don't know. On a calculation float, always failed on a lot of rows. Wait, what? Float always failed on lots of rows. Some people don't. It depends on, I guess, the currency you are supporting. Yeah, we're going with the. I guess we're going with with US dollars in this case. I'm not thinking about adding multiple currencies, at least not for the minimum viable product. And yeah, I think I have done the decimal thing on previous projects. Don't remember which ones, but I do remember using price as ints, cents. That's another thing. I don't think an extra package is warranted in this case. If we want something simple, the local helper I would gladly use. But again, the local helper will format. mm, There is a local helper. There is a local helper for money for currency display, and there's got to be something for decimal as well. It's even in the Filament docs. Where? Okay. 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 If I'm gonna have this, that's fine. Mm. You win. Mm. Oh my god, how do I close all of this? Oh, here? No. Okay, there. I work at places that use decimals and I work at places that use ints. I have no preference. Me neither. But given that many people in here are kind of wanting to use decimals, sorry, in a sense, let's go with sense. And also, let's take advantage of, since we have a text column helper where we can display money and also use the divided by 100. I don't see a reason not to use it then. Again, I have no preference. I usually, if I had to do it myself, I will reach for a decimal. That might have some floating point implications down the line, but either way is fine. At least this way we get to use something new. So we were talking about sub deletes. We have sub deletes. That's fine. So we need. I'm probably going to need this in generate, so we can have both pages generated at once, and then modify as we fit, as we see fit. I don't need a view page for the suppliers. We don't need any custom model namespace. Everything is as default. Oh, you can generate the mod that right away. Oh my god, this would have been interesting. So you can generate a resource, the model, the migration, and the factory at once. That's really neat. A record title attribute may be set for your resource, which is the name of the column on your model that can be used to identify it from others. This, okay, we can use this. I believe in our case is name, but not for this. This is the product. Hold on. Yeah, name. Although, no, I don't think we need that. Not for this, at least. This is required for features like global search to work. Okay, we are going to need that for the products. Resource form classes contain a form method that is used to build the forms in the create and edit pages. SKO, yeah, you're right. Good call. By default, Filament creates a form schema file for you, which is referenced in the form method. This is to keep the resource class clean and organized. Otherwise, it can get quite large. It used to, in fact. Stock and quantity, probably decimal. Hmm. You think? Yeah, I was thinking about that. Although there may be things that you have in stock by weight. Is that what you're thinking? Yeah, you could have like a stock of something that you have to measure by weight, which is makes sense to have a decimal for stock quantity. Not everything is in physical units. I think decimal is fine. Yeah. Yeah. We're gonna have to rerun the migrations again. Ads are going to start in like any minute now, so we'll pause for a moment and I will go grab some water as well. Before that happens, let's just rerun the migrations real quick. We are going to need another user, PHP artisan. Was the user command? I don't remember. All right. I'm gonna go grab some water. Be right back. Yeah. I'm back. All right. So I think we're done with migration changes. And I believe we can move on to our new resource. So following the following the recommendations, we're going to php artisan make already forgot the command. Filament resource. Supplier. And let's use dash dash generate and dash dash soft deletes, was it? Yeah, soft deletes, like so. Yeah. Would you like to generate a read-only view page for your resource? If I wanted one, I would have requested it. So no. All right. So we have our filament resources. We have a supplier and a supplier resource class. We have a table. We have a schema and 3 pages. So which, and if I'm not mistaken, we should have we have to re-log in, of course. We have a supplier's link now. We have a table. We can create a new supplier. One thing that I always like to change is when you create something, it stays on the edit page. I usually like that to take me back to the list. I'm curious, do you guys have a preference on this? Do you like to stay in the edit page once you create a new record, or do you prefer like as soon as you hit create, go back to the list so you have the list of records and then create a new one, you just push that button again? I'm more of the go back to the list once the record is created kind of guy. At least that's the UI interactions I'm always used to. It's interesting that the decision of for a default on this on Filament is to stay in the form until you decide to go back. Go back after previous URL. So same as me. Yeah, let's change that. Let me find the documentation because I don't remember how to do it. Creating records. Customizing redirects. You may set up a custom redirect when the form is saved by overriding the getRedirectURL method on the createPage class. For example, the form can redirect back to the list page, sorry. So let's do this. We open the Create Supplier page. The second example is better. Let me check. If you wish to be redirected to the previous page instead of the index page. When will that apply? When will the previous page be different from the index? That's where the create link is. You linked to it directly from anywhere. But wouldn't that be confusing in some way? Like some UI interactions. Let's say you link to the create supplier or the create page from somewhere else that is not the index. if it was me, my expectation would be I created this, now take me to the index regardless of where I was. Is that wrong from my part? Hmm. I mean, I can do it. It's honestly is not a problem. I thought we were on edit. No, this is the create one. Yeah. On edit, I can see being on edit. I can see the second example being making more sense. Yes, I agree on that one. The create one, not so much. But yeah, okay. On the edit one, we can make it so that it goes to the previous URL. See, now I think the music is too low. Let me turn it up a little bit. That's better, I think. Maybe a little less. All right. If you're on YouTube, you're not listening to any music. If that's your preference, that's cool. But if you want to listen to some bangers, some nice music while we work, you can hop over to Twitch side. Link in the description. And if you do, make sure to drop me a follow. We are 2 away from the current goal. All right, let me try this out now. Should be good. Oh yeah, much better. All right, on the edit, actually, let's do the second example on the edit one so that we don't have to think about it anymore. That'll be in the edit supplier page. If everything works correctly, that means that that supplier should be soft deleted. We'll delete it. Unless how do you get all of the records, even the deleted one, the soft deleted ones? Is it trashed? No. With trashed. Ah. But that's on the route. Is there another place? No, that's just a check. Ah, with trash. There it is. You were right. What the heck is this? I hate bots. All right. Good. It's good. By the way, this is really small. Is that good? No, a little more. Little more. Little more. Better. What else is there to do? I mean, this is the beauty of working with Filament. You get everything out of the box, especially for this very simple resource. You just have the CRUD operations all done for you. Really nothing to do. Testing, we're not doing. By the way, we're not doing testing on this project. Relation manager products. Yeah, but that's when we get to the resource, the products resource. We are going to have a relation manager on the products because when we create a product, we want to have that product be related to a supplier. The view page, that's also for the products. Yeah, most of the work is on the product side, to be honest. Let's do this so that we don't just burn everything in one go. Let's create the product supplier. Let's change the icons on the UI so that they're nicer and represent products and suppliers. And we can work on relation manager and a view page for the products on Wednesday. We could also add a global search so that we can search products and suppliers. Although I'm pretty much inclined to just search for products in this case. We can also think about introducing type sense for the search so that we can use Laravel Scout and have a really fast product search. By the way, let me read on something real quick. Choosing the right tool for the job. Filament provides many ways to manage relationships in the app. Which feature you should use depends on the type of relationship you are managing and which UI you're looking for. Interactive tables underneath your resources. That's what we're doing. Select and check box list. Choose from existing records or create new one. These are okay. I'm more inclined to this one. So that when you are in the product create page or edit page, you have a drop down for the supplier that you can search on, by the way. If it is a select, I believe. Repeaters, no. To create a relation manager, you can use the make filament relation manager command. You provide a resource, the name of the relationship you want to manage, and the title name, the name of the attribute that will be used for identifying the relation. Okay. You think a product can have many suppliers? You're not actually wrong. That will imply that we need to go and modify the relationship in this case. Do we want to introduce such complications this early, though? Let me think. Hey, Boogie, 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 Boogie. How you doing? I hope I'm saying it right. Boogie. Boogie, Boogie, Boogie. Of course you of course you think so. Of course you do. Well, in that case, I do need to modify. Okay. Is that going to affect the suppliers table? No, it's not. It's just the model. Okay. Let's modify that because, yeah, you're not wrong. Hey, Brian, how you doing? Hope you're doing great. Happy Monday. Probably just need the pivot table. Yeah, but I need to remove the foreign ID from this table. All right, so that'll be the order, right? P goes before S, so it'll be product supplier. And the migration name is create. One sec. Gotta read on something. Okay, so now I can probably just go here and let's grab this whole thing. In fact, let's just delete it from here. Paste it here. Can you maybe... There. And we need another one. Yoink, paste. In this case, product. Can you import that, please? Thank you. All right. Take a little break for the ads. I don't know if we need the restricted on this one, though. At least not for the products. Suppliers, yes. Oh, I didn't see that. Okay, thank you. I'm so not used to using the some of the features. I'm learning though, little by little. All you have to do is practice, practice, practice. Brian, did I say hello to you? If not, hi. How you doing, man? Thank you for being here. Again, if you're for everyone who is on YouTube side, um, you there is no music playing. There is just silent on YouTube. But if you want to work and listen to some music, you can jump over to Twitch. Link in the description. Vibe is a little different there. All right, answer over. So I don't know if we need the constraint on this for an ID. I probably do need it on the supplier because I don't want to delete suppliers that are linked to products. No music is a blessing. I don't know, man. This past week, I kind of I needed to really focus and concentrate on what I'm doing, and I found out. I know this is nothing new to some people, but I found a playlist on YouTube Music, and I keep playing it over and over. And I don't know why it helps me a lot, but I don't know. I kind of like to have something playing in the background while I'm working. Some people don't like it. That's okay. So if you don't want to have any music playing while we work, just stay on YouTube. What? Usually what 1.5 and 2. Oh, okay. So, okay. Well, if we're talking about live content, you cannot watch me at 1.2 or 2x. All of the VODs are going to have no music, Twitch or otherwise. That's fine because copyrights, right? But while we're live, there's no reason why we can't have a different vibe. Yeah, but I agree. If you're gonna watch a video and it has music background, twice as fast is not enjoyable. But this is live content. It has music in the music in the VODs. Huh. I wonder why. Well, is it like music or just like generic one? I usually just watch him live. I assume that music was not going in the VODs. That's a big no-no for YouTube, though. I wonder how is he doing that? All right, let's fix the relationships because now they're different. Hmm. Okay, that's okay. Yeah, makes sense. Copyright free music. Me, on the other hand, I'm listening to. You cannot see it now, but in fact, let me show you. If anyone has not seen this movie, go watch it. Thank me later. Are you particular about the music that you listen to, Willie? What kind of music do you like? Now I'm interested. AI music? No, thank you. I've heard some of the AI music. I don't support the artist, I think. I'm not so much of a reggae guy myself. Right now. I'm listening to this super mix energize energizante energy super mix. So yeah, this is bunch of a different mix of everything, and that's what we are. That's what we are listening over on Twitch, like real music. Nothing in particular. But in 90% of the cases, definitely what the broadcaster is listening to, not listening to. But that doesn't answer my question, though. If you say nothing in particular, you are still very particular. I can't. I mean, what kind of people do you watch that have such bad music, though? Like, do you see anything on this list that is bad? I mean, there are some really good music in this list. I like skipping music at will. Well, that's okay. So you listen. What you're saying to me is that you listen to music, but you are constantly skipping what is playing. Jazz is good. So that's more of an attention span than anything else. Alessandro JBR, thank you so much for the follow, dude. You're making it. You're pushing it even closer to our goal for this month. Thank you so much. Hope you're doing great. Sort of. Okay, so that's more of a you problem then. Go. Tell you what. Just um, I don't know if you like Twitch or not, but go jump on Twitch just for a second. Listen to the music and tell me if it's good or bad. What's playing right now is pretty much the vibe for the rest of the playlist. It's more of a like a techno, very like the word says, energizing, like energy. You good? Thanks. Okay, whatever. Stay there. Stay on the silent side. That's good. That's all right. All right. Let's just fix the models now with the new relationships. Let me see. I'm gonna go to let's start with products. This doesn't apply anymore. Let's delete that and let's just do Um, this is has many, right? Has many. Yeah, has many. And then we go to supplier. Belongs to many. Yeah, you're right. Sorry. Belongs to many. Actually, I'm gonna do that right here. Yeah, I saw has many here and I was like, no, that's not it. That's not it. So supplier belongs to many products. What's on your mind? You need a relative table first. You mean the pivot table? Like that one? The one thing that I need in this one is self deletes though. Do I need self deletes in the pivot table though? I guess I do. No. Not that well, you can have one. You could have one, but you're not required to. Oh, for self deletes? You're right. And it's not required. Only for the products, for the records themselves, not for the relationship. I don't think I need that. All right. I'm going to run the migrations again. no errors, and then make a user. I'm gonna think on that one. I don't know. I'm not sold on a product supplier SKU yet. I'm gonna think on that one a little bit more. Not saying no, saying maybe. Okay, but in that case, why do I need the supplier's SKU? I'm not keeping stock units on the supplier. I'm keeping stock units on my end. So if they're different, it doesn't matter because as soon as I have it on my end, I have a different stock keeping unit on that product and probably have different stock units. Okay, hold on. Now I'm seeing the point. If I have the same product with different suppliers, I'd assume you will later order them. But doesn't that also introduce a new problem where I have to keep stock quantity for wait. I have a product and it's the same product, but no, this just additionally you still keep track of your own SKU. Okay. Mm. All right. If anything, if I need to add a new column to the pivot table, that still doesn't really affect the product or supplier themselves. So I can move forward with just an SKU on the product for now. And I'll think a little bit more on the SKU on the relationship between the supplier and the product. See if that's I think it makes sense. I'm not wrapping my head around it just yet. And I don't want to get bogged down on that just now. But we might introduce it. We might introduce it as we go along. Okay. So I think we made several changes to the database. I think the changes are looking good so far. Suppliers, we have everything that we need. This is not directly related to stock keeping as of now, but I just mentioned it because on that pivot, that's where you would most likely have it later anyway. Okay. Like I said, the words make sense. I'm just trying to wrap my head around the whole concept. And yeah, I'm probably gonna end up putting it in that table. I just need to think about it a little bit more. Maybe of the thing is, when I think about things like that, I usually go silent for a while. I'm not very good at thinking and speaking at the same time, so it's going to be really boring me just being like this for like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. See, not entertaining. So um, I'll think about it offline a little bit more. See if I can find other examples of how people are doing it, and we'll implement it when we create the resources for the products, and we have to manage the relationship between the product and the supplier, and what is that going to look like UI wise, at least on Filament. I think they have like a kitchen table, like a kitchen table, like a kitchen sink app, like a demo app. Filament has one. So I'll study that one, see what are they doing with the products. I think they have a product resource on that one too. Yeah, I'm gonna do some research on that one. The Dell laptop is in my system under the SKU Dell ABC1, whereas my supplier tracks it with the SKU 2222222. Okay. Yeah, it makes sense if I want to. Okay, I see what you mean. Okay. All right. Yeah, that actually makes sense. Yeah. Okay. I see what you mean. Yeah. All right. In that case, we let's leave the products, the whole products resource and this other change for Wednesday. We'll focus on products on Wednesday and get that resource uh, moved forward a little bit more. Cool. So if you're on YouTube, the stream will end now. However, if you want to still hang out with me a little bit longer, I'm going to switch over to playing games. I'm going to go play Dune for the rest of the night. So if you want to hang out a little bit more, just hop over to Twitch and come hang out and stay a little longer. So if not, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for everyone who joined on the YouTube side. Dune. Dune. Yeah, we're gonna play Dune. For everyone else, thank you so much. I'll see you again on Wednesday. We'll do some more programming. Thank you, Willie, for all the input and everything that you're always helpful. That's what I'm trying to say. But in that case, thank you so much. Don't forget to give a like to the video, and I'll see you again on Wednesday. Bye, YouTube. Bye. Bye.